Hi, I'm Kristyn, the dietitian. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video or a blog post, a recipe, or anything. Today, I am going to be showing you our homemade waffle recipe, which is really something that you can enjoy year-round. I do like to try and make seasonal recipes, but waffles are just something you can have all the time. Like to do breakfast for dinner usually about once a week. Tends to be on Sundays. It's a nice way to make something you know everyone will enjoy, and I love having leftovers that a lot of times when the kids are in school I will just use breakfast as dinner leftovers for lunch. So like packing leftover waffles or pancakes with some chicken sausage, like breakfast sausage links, and some fresh fruit makes a great lunch. So I did pick up this canister set a few months ago from Aldi. I've never opened it, but I did buy it for this purpose, to kind of display some fun waffle or pancake toppings on the counter, which makes a beautiful arrangement. And I actually got this idea from an Airbnb that we had stayed at last summer in the Smoky Mountain area, and I've been wanting to bring it home ever since. So I want to show you what that will end up looking like. First, I have to open this and wash the canister, so I'm going to do that first. If you eat breakfast for dinner, please share with me what your favorite breakfast for dinner is, what your family enjoys the most. Put your ideas in the comments below. So let's do an unboxing and look what these canisters look like. So here's the beautiful tray that the jars will sit on. The wood is acacia wood. Oh my goodness, look at these spoons. I don't know what it is, but I have a thing for wood spoons. I think they're so beautiful, so cute, so dainty, and I love these. These are great. And then here's the jars. So I will be washing these first, but I just want to show you what this will end up looking like. And then they each have a lid. So they just fit right on top of the jar, and the spoon sits there as well. Look how beautiful that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and wash these and we'll fill them up. So we've also used these waffles to host waffle parties, which is another great reason for me to set up this arrangement of toppings for the waffles. So today I want to show you what toppings I'm choosing to put in the jars. Of course, you can do anything. So it could be cinnamon, could do a pumpkin pie spice in there. You could do nuts or seeds, because not only is this good for waffles and pancakes, but you can also use this as a topping arrangement for oatmeal or other hot cereals that you like. So like for me with my oatmeal, I love putting pecans on my oatmeal. I also enjoy brown sugar, cinnamon, things like that. So you could just make this an oatmeal topping arrangement. There are so many great options. For today, because I do have children and because I'm thinking ahead to some other waffle parties we may host, I'm going to do chocolate chips, I'm going to have sprinkles in another jar, and I'm also going to do pecans. So pecans can be good on waffles and pancakes. For me, it's more going to be for my oatmeal. So for my sprinkles, I like to buy these natural rainbow sprinkles. So the colors are sourced from vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and put this in one of my jars. I will put a link in the description box below in case you're interested in trying these sprinkles out. We love them. We use them for things like ice cream, pancakes, waffles, birthday cakes. We put them on top of the frosting after icing a cake. This also just adds a nice pop of color to your counter. So I think these just add a lot of whimsy fun. So I'm gonna put the spoon in there on the top, and look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Kids are gonna love this. So I'm gonna set that on my tray here. And let's do the chocolate chips now. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to add pecans. I just bought a bag of roasted unsalted pecans to put in this last jar. Look how beautiful that looks. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I'm gonna keep it on the counter and I'm sure the kids will love using this. I'll enjoy using it. Okay, I also want to show you, I have someone knocking at my door. I'm gonna show you who's trying to visit us in our kitchen here. Hello, girls. Hi. So we did get 3 new chicks this March. It's already June, so it's been a few months. They've grown really fast. We still have 2 of our older chickens, 1 from our last flock and 1 from 2 flocks ago. So they are destroying my lavender plant. But hello there. Can you say hi? These are all Buff Orpington chicks. We've decided this is our favorite breed of chicken. And we're expecting to get eggs in about August. Oh look, here's our big chickens. Say hi, girls. Hello. Hi there. This is Kiki, and this is Lavender. The other ones are Peanut, Pumpkin, and Henrietta. Okay, girls, we're gonna get cooking on waffles. I am actually going to use a recipe that my husband created. My husband has come up with a perfect waffle recipe and he calls it Dad's Crispy Waffles. So that's what we're going to title this recipe on my blog, and it's definitely a favorite. He has a secret ingredient that makes it nice and crispy because no one wants soggy waffles. I mean, that's why we have the saying, never eat soggy waffles, right? So I'll show you as we cook what that secret ingredient is. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make my buttermilk substitute. So I don't have buttermilk today. Some weeks I buy it, some I don't. But what you have to do if you want a cup of buttermilk and you don't have any is you put 1 tablespoon of vinegar in a bowl or a measuring glass and then add enough milk till it reaches 1 cup. So today I'm going to need 3 cups of buttermilk substitute to make these waffles. I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of vinegar in this measuring glass since I'm making 3 cups, and I'm going to add enough milk till I get to 3 cups. And then that will sit for at least 5 minutes before I use it, and it will help tenderize the waffles. So I just need to add a little bit more to get to 3 cups, and there we go. Give this a little stir and let it sit. In the meantime, I'm going to mix my dry ingredients. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of white flour. Okay, now we're going to add the secret ingredient. And that is cornstarch. So cornstarch is what helps these waffles be nice and crispy so they're never soggy after you pull them out of the waffle machine. Okay, next we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. This doesn't make the waffles very sweet. Obviously we could do that with maple syrup or fruit at the end, you know, when you're actually going to eat the waffles. Now I'm adding 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And also 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Lastly, I'm going to add some salt. I have 1/2 teaspoon here. And now I can whisk this dry mixture together. Now I'm going to add in our wet ingredients. So I have my buttermilk substitute here. I'm going to pour that in, and then we can add 3 eggs, vegetable oil, and about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so I have my waffle machine set on the highest temperature. I really do like our waffles a little bit browned. I think everyone in my family does. It also helps it be a little bit more crispy, which we prefer. So now that it's preheated, I'm just going to spray the griddles. I have some avocado oil spray. Literally the only ingredient in here is avocado oil, so I appreciate that. It's nice and healthy. So let's get this going. I usually put about 1 cup of batter on each side, but if I feel like it needs a little more, I'll scoop and add a little bit extra. And then I really like our waffle machine because it's a double waffle machine. We can cook 2 waffles at once, which for a family of 5 has been really helpful. And also when we do host waffle parties, you want to be cooking at least 2 waffles at one time. Okay, I may have overdone it a little bit. We have a little bit of batter oozing out. But anyways, this will tell us when these are ready. And I'll show you how they're looking. I do have a little station set up here for when the waffles come out. I like to use cooling racks, again, to just help them stay crispy. Okay, I do have my first batch of waffles are ready. So they're nice and browned, which we like, but you can always adjust how brown and crispy they are. I just use tongs to pull it out, and then I cool them off over here on the cooling rack. So before I flip it over and get the other waffle out, I'm going to start my next waffle. So over here I started some sausages to go along with our waffles. I like this because it adds a savory flavor to the meal, which I like at dinner time anyways. So I want to show you how my waffle turned out. This is how it's looking. I put some maple syrup, whipped cream, sprinkles of banana. I usually also like strawberries if we have them. You can look for this recipe on my blog and I'll leave a link below. Thank you for watching today's video. I'm glad you joined me. Let me know what breakfast for dinner ideas you have, what your family or you enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos that should be coming out more regularly. I will also link some of the things that I've been using in this video down below in the description box. Thanks for stopping by.